Hello, Leo. How are you? How was your birthday? It is me, Lauren B. Welcome to the Untitled Tarot. So we have a one-card read for you this week, Leo. We are going to use the Mystical Shaman Oracle deck. I feel instinctually that you are anticipating a problem. You are expecting some kind of tower moment. It could be one of those energies that like things are so good right now, something's got to happen, a shoe's got to drop, there's got to be a rug, it's got to get pulled out from underneath me because it is just going way too well right now. And you know, sometimes all things in balance, when things are going really well for us, naturally challenges come in, right? With every new level, there's a new devil. And your card that you have this week is the lower world. It's fascinating. So first thing that jumps out to me is this tree right here. Very kind of tree of life, but in a bad mood kind of energy. And there's this little rope bridge right over here too. What I'm really seeing is sort of like an elevator. And I always make the joke that life is like the elevator business, right? It has its ups and downs, Leo. And I feel as though perhaps there was some kind of shadow work, some kind of inner healing that you were working on that perhaps you put a little bit on the back burner because it was Leo season and you were having a good time and you were vibing and it was your birthday, right? I'd be like, you know what, I'll just deal with that later because it's party time. It's my birthday and I'm not going to cry because I don't want to. But we're in Virgo season now. So that really was like throwing some dirt on top of your bonfire a little bit. So I think we might be adjusting to the earth energy in not a way that we would love. We're not loving it right now, Leo. So you're kind of back in the New York groove. Okay, you're back to work, school season, birthday's over, kind of back on the grind. And you're unintentionally, you're not doing it on purpose, but it feels like perhaps there are situations popping up for you that are distracting or defeating or pessimistic. It feels really pessimistic. There might be just some kind of like naysayers around you that are it feels like they're like trying to close in on you. It almost feels like you feel like a target. You feel like a target right now for other people's things, projections, complaints, whatever it may be. Because even around it, you see like around this tree, this looks like a tower almost, this mountain. It looks like a tower a little bit in the back. It almost seems like everything's kind of like closing in. It's like in one of those French films where the sides of it come in until it goes dark and then it just says finish, complete. And maybe that's an energy that you're in. You're like, I'm finished with this. I'm not dealing with this anymore. All of these people and your bad attitudes and all of this stuff, like I'm having a good time, I'm doing good, get away from me. It's a little bit of that like get away from me energy. But however, I think part of the reason why some of this stuff might be kind of closing in on you a little bit and you feel a little bit targeted, a little like deer in the headlights, is because it's meant to help trigger some of these things in your lower chakras, in your lower world, in your shadow body, right? Fears of abandonment, rejection, failure, all of these things. And down here, because there are levels, right? Every levels, there are devils. And like I said, going down the elevator, there's like a little level here, there's a little level here, there's a little level here. So like I said, it feels like you started to kind of do this work, but right here, it's so beautiful and blue. It's like a little lake. It's like this little bath. It's like this soothing relief. Like I said, like you were starting to do this work and then you hit this plateau, perhaps around your birthday season, you know, and you kind of got to cool off a little bit. You got to relax, swim around, enjoy the scenery, like the night sky, whatever it may be, right? But now we're flowing. Pisces full moon is coming up on the 2nd. I believe that is a Wednesday on the East Coast in America. At least where I am. So again, with all this Pisces full moon energy, it's coming back in, right? Full moons, release. The release. It's releasing out now. And now we're in here. We're at the bottom, the belly of the beast. We're in the belly of the beast now. And these little characters, animals, they look like guinea pigs to me. They look like guinea pigs. And I know that that's weird, but that's what I'm getting. And guinea pigs are very symbolic, because everything's a symbol, are very symbolic of perhaps being too solitary in your belief structure, too solitary in your emotions, not sharing a lot, not bringing enough community in of like-minded people. Like-minded people. You could be surrounded by a lot of people that are not like you. They don't think like you. They don't process things like you do. Like, you're trying to have an optimistic attitude, like a real can-do attitude. And like I said, it feels like there's like a lot of naysayers, like nay, sheep. Holy smokes. Okay, so over here, where is it? Right here. This looks like a sheep to me. This looks like a sheep. So listen, energy could be vice versa or flip. These are very general. So like, you could be the guinea pigs or you could be the sheep, depending on how this plays out for you. But there is a sheep in the environment down here with the rest of these guinea pigs, kind of isolating themselves in their emotional bodies, in their shadowy waters, right? Kind of just hanging out, singing around. And over here, before I get back to the sheep, it almost looks like there are people, like little people sitting on the sidelines, sort of watching this. It almost feels like a battle of the gods, like an ego battle. There's an ego battle going on between you and these naysayers, or maybe you're a naysayer. Maybe you're like, no, I don't like that. No, I don't want to do that. Like, no to this and no to that because it doesn't feel right for me where I'm sitting in my journey right now. It could play out either way. But there is an audience. Again, it's like that movie. It's like that old black and white film that's kind of going. There is an audience to that. There's something in that. But here's the sheep, right? And I'm hearing like sacrificial lambs. Sheep are very symbolic of like innocence and purity and gentleness and all of that stuff. But again, with the sacrificial lamb, it's something about help me spirit. It's like an ascension energy. It's like trying to find the highest good out of a situation, trying to take the most you can out of it, trying to allow yourself to like be led home to a higher level. And at the top of this card, like hanging from the rafters, it almost looks like there are like feathers up here. Like if you or these other people could just kind of work your way back up the elevator, you could get closer. You could touch the feathers, like you could touch that angelic guidance. But when we're stuck deep in our emotional body, because whatever work we've started, like it will be complete sooner or later. That's how we get karmic cycles, right? Not all karma is just a balancing. So not all karma is good and not all karma is bad. It's just these cycles, these cyclical energies that we go in. That if I could just get back up here where I was before, perhaps this is you, where I was before up near the angel feathers, like I would feel a lot better, but I'm kind of stuck in the belly of the beast with these guinea pigs. Guinea pigs, experiments. Are you trying things out? Is that it? Is maybe there's a different way that you're trying to go about things, or you're trying to do things a new way, and there are a lot of people around you that aren't loving it, and it's bringing out like a shadow aspect in them, which energetically, without you realizing, is bringing out a shadow aspect in yourself because you had work that you were doing in your ego, in your shadow, dark night of the soul kind of stuff, and you kind of put it on pause. You kind of plateaued it in order to enjoy this birthday season. Who wouldn't? But in order to enjoy this birthday season, but now that that's over and we're back in this Virgo earth energy coupled with this intense emotional outpouring, right? Overflowing of this Pisces full moon that's coming up. It's without you realizing triggering a lot of your own shadow energy, and it's bringing you back down into this lower world as opposed to the upper world, or as opposed to just on earth, on solid grounding. You don't feel like you're on solid grounding. Like I said, it feels like you feel targeted in some aspect. It's fascinating. It's really fascinating. But again, it's like there's something with this bridge too, building a bridge. You need to build a bridge. Some kind of, there's a line in a Tyler Childers song. I forget which is, maybe it's Nose on the Grindstone. And it says, it takes twice as long to build bridges you burn. That you really are not trying to burn bridges, but the bridges, the infrastructure, it's not that strong. It's not that strong right now in a lot of these connections with a lot of these guinea pigs, or whatever new way you're trying to do things, whatever new ideas you're trying to formulate. They don't have legs yet. And so they're not that stable, and that could be making you feel a little insecure or a little unstable. Like, I don't know, I feel really confident about this idea, but I'm not really sure how it's going to work out. And it's about putting those pieces in place to try and find like an amicable solution to these issues that kind of really, like, I want to say pleases like the masses, pleases the whole. And there is, like I said, there is an audience. There are people like watching the situation, it feels like, to see how it's going to play out. It doesn't feel like they're on either side, like they're not like taking bets. sort of thing. You know, they're not hedging their bets. They're really just interested, like, how's this going to play out? Like, who's gonna come up on top? Who's gonna come up on top here? And it seems like whoever it is, hopefully it's everyone, right? They're gonna get closest to the feathers, to that angelic guidance, to that that ascension, that higher vibration, because that's where the good stuff happens. There's quality work to be done in the basement, in the shadow aspects, but sooner or later, like, you gotta move upstairs, sort of thing. You can't be a basement baby. And it looks like there are little bats all around too, just kind of hanging, again, from the rafters, because all things, light and dark, you know, God made the night and he also made the day. So again, all things in balance, but bats, you know, they have that echolocation. It's that ability to sense things that other people or other beings cannot see or sense necessarily in the dark. Again, it's like you're sensing that there's going to be a problem. Maybe this hasn't happened yet and you're just sensing it, but we want to make sure that we're not creating some kind of negative, self-fulfilling prophecy. Like, if I go and I try to experiment, if I try and do something different, if I try and find more like-minded people, it's going to be a problem for me. Because in the back, like I said, this is a mountain. It's almost like you want to be on the mountain. You want to be, like, high above the rock. You want to be closer to the angelic guidance, closer to that high vibration, kind of protected, ascended, separated from the rest. Again, with these guinea pigs, about being too solitary in your belief system, too solitary in your spirituality, not incorporating enough of other people's energy, not incorporating enough of other people's ideas, not incorporating enough of other people's ideas on how to do things, it feels like. And maybe because of your birthday season, you were socializing a lot, you were doing a lot, and so you already feel like you were taking on a lot of other people's energies, and so now you just kind of want to be in your own energy, again, Virgo season, you want to kind of ground yourself in your own vibe, but in doing so, I think there's a sense of other people feeling excluded. And like I said, this could be vice versa or flipped, but there's a sense that other people feel a little bit excluded too. And then there's another group of people just watching to see how it all plays out. So I think that there's a sense of, if whoever this is, if they're able to incorporate more of the ideas and I'm hearing consideration of other people, perhaps not realizing that, other people are dealing with things too. Other people are dealing with their own shadow aspects too. And we just reflect bits and pieces of ourselves back and forth to each other. We act as mirrors to one another. So like I said in the beginning, other people, whatever changes, whatever's going on, they're going through their own shadow work. You're not realizing it, but it's sparking up your shadow work that you kind of plateaued on during your birthday season. And now you're really kind of like getting back down to the nitty gritty of it. But it feels like I said, like you want to be high up here on the rock, kind of like I said, above everything, not really having to be in the muck with anyone. But in order to do that, in order to accomplish that, you're going to have to climb up these rocks right here. It's a smaller mountain in order to get across this bridge, build this bridge, get across. What does it say? Build a bridge and get over it. It's one of those kind of things, so that way you can get back in the elevator, the tree of life, right? How everything extends from you and move up vibrationally. There's nothing wrong with being at a low vibration or a low frequency. There's nothing wrong with that. That's part of the process. You have to be able to hit every single floor in order to understand how the structure, your inner hierophant, is built, right? 31. You might be seeing 31. You might be seeing 13. You might be seeing 4 a lot. But I'm hearing grapes of wrath. Grapes of wrath, which is very interesting because I believe your last reading was called God's Whisper. And grapes of wrath, I don't even know the last time I opened up a page in that book. But grapes of wrath it's basically, it talks about, how do I want to put this? Sort of as things come in, Grapes of Wrath talks a lot about vengeance. Like symbolically, when you look into the kind of the keynotes of the book, it talks a lot about vengeance, how situations, things, tower moments can come in, and when they do, they can kind of, again, spark up that ego. They could spark up our shadow side, our feeling like we have to defend ourselves, right? And that could make us want to like snap at people, you know, pull out your little kitty claws, your lion paws and just be like, "Rawr," and just kind of scratch at people in order to defend yourself. It can, a little bit of, I'm going to get them before they're going to get me, or they got me, so I'm going to get them back. Like it's something like that. There's an energy in that. And in the book, I know the dust that goes in and out of the book, it's very symbolic. You can tell I used to be an English major. Not a very good one. It talks about like hardships and challenges and things that come in life that just happen, right? Just because you're ascended and you're high vibe and, you know, you pray and you meditate, it doesn't mean that you're immune from having a bad day, immune from having obstacles and challenges and delays and naysayers and all of these things as they come in. And so it feels like I said, you want to be above all of that. You want to be above all that with the sheep. You want to do that, but you're having a hard time right now. And part of that is because there is a little bit of unfinished shadow work that is going on. And I think with the Pisces full moon, the precipice will hit, the concentration of it, and you will have that emotional outpouring, that release, that like you just get home after work that day on Wednesday and you just like cry it out, and you wake up Thursday and you feel a lot better. It's one of those, but you're gonna need to do that. You're gonna need to do that. Grapes of wrath. Grapes of wrath. Try not to, because see how the blue is lighter up here? It's like the sunshine. It's like wanting to have a bright, sunshiny day. You will get there faster. You will get there faster, Leo, I'm hearing, if you work through the shadow aspect of yourself that wants to kind of lash out at someone else before they lash out at you, or in response. Because so much of our personal growth is not necessarily like how we just deal with the things that happen or go on around us, but how we respond. Right? That we respond and we don't react. We don't try and get vengeance or revenge. We let the universe, we let God, we let them handle it. We just work on what we can control, which is ourselves, how we're feeling, where we're sitting, making sure we're on solid ground. I want to get an advice card for you. Uno momento. Not this one. This one? Okay, they want one each. All right, I'm gonna pull a card from the Spirit Animal Oracle deck real fast. And I'm gonna pull one from the Queen of the Moon Oracle. Holy crap. Dear Spirit, bring a gentle touch. Again, sheep, gentle, 18, August. Ant Spirit, time to collaborate. There are ants in my bathroom. I saw ants in my bathroom this morning and I was like, what? Time to collaborate. Be gentle in your collaborations and in your communication with others. Build bridges, don't burn them. It will help you get up those chakras. It'll help you get up the tree of life to that high vibration where you want to be a lot faster. A 4 fell out? 4, I told you might be seeing a lot of 4s. Dolphin Spirit, this and that are true. Yes, they're throwing a little haterade your way, but yes, you're also feeling it more because you have some shadow work that you have to do yourself. And the best way to do that is to kind of laugh your way through it. Sandpiper Spirit, be playful. Be playful. Lily pads. Look, we always talk about lily pads as, that comes up in the Pisces readings a lot, about timelines. Lily pads for me, just personally, literally to no one else, but they talk about timelines, being able to hop between timelines with a joyful attitude, that high vibration that you want. That's so funny. Turkey Spirit, give with grace and gratitude. I keep talking about the holidays in these readings. I love that. Do you want me to take one from here? Yes. This one. Okay, right on the top. Boundaries. Waxing gibbous. Boundaries. Knowing that it's okay to have your boundaries. You should set healthy boundaries for yourself, for others, what you're going to allow yourself to do or how to respond or how to react and how you're going to let other people treat you and how much of their own energy that you're going to take on. But not have a boundary be a brick wall. You don't want your boundary to be a brick wall. You want to have grapes, delicious grapes, milk, honey, not grapes of wrath, grapes on the vine. Fruit of the loom, Leo. So I said you had a 1 card read, but turns out you had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 card read. 6 card read. So I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope that there was some guidance at the very least. I hope that it uplifted you a little bit today. I love you endlessly. All the information you should need from me will be in the description box. My email, my Instagram, all the decks I use, all of that stuff. And I love you guys 8 days a week, forever and always. So thank you so much for being here. I will see you next time. Enjoy your Element by Design readings. I'll see you later. Goodbye.